This knowledge, we have applied it, whether it's in our traditional institutions, governance systems, in our ways of resource management, cultural expression, science, etc., etc. I see today that we also can present a lot of solutions to the problems that the world is facing.
So preserving this kind of knowledge and drawing lessons from them, it could be invaluable to charting a better future for humankind as a species.
So we are knowledge holders and we want to also contribute, and we do not want to lose this.
But though invaluable, Indigenous people, they account for a third of the world's extremely poor rural population. And with far less political representation than mainstream ethnic groups, they are vulnerable to exploitation, especially when it comes to their land. Globalization also means that ideas and systems and languages of mainstream society, they're spreading faster and wider, diluting the culture of Indigenous peoples who are very often under pressure to assimilate. That's a lot of diversity, a lot of knowledge, under serious threat. So why do we observe this day? For Indigenous peoples, it's a chance to celebrate their own cultures and be proud of their place in modern society. For mainstream society, it's a chance to understand the challenges that these communities continue to face, especially when it comes to land rights and access to education. But more than that, it's a chance to appreciate just how much we can learn from them.
Om Shanti, greetings of peace. A warm welcome to Peace in a Park virtual series, Breathe Peace, Together Again. For over a decade, Peace in a Park has been held at various parks around the world, hosted by the Brahma Kumaris and international community of Raj Yogis. We've had to go online for about a year now, thus the birth of the virtual series, Breathe Peace. Because public events have started to open up in the United States, we will have just 2 more virtual events online. Today's event and the last one will be in December. As we will physically be holding Peace in the Park in Central Park, New York City, July 2022. So that's the latest news. And as for today, we are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day, as it's a national holiday that will be held on Monday, October 11th. New York City school kids will be celebrating it for the first time this year, as Columbus Day has officially been replaced with Italian Heritage Day and Indigenous Peoples Day being celebrated together on the same day. And joining us in this celebration are 3 wonderful and powerful women who will be teaching us various Indigenous wisdom. Hence the beautiful video we just saw. And I myself am a descendant from the Muisca tribe located in South America. So it is a great honor to introduce to you Grandmother Patricia Anne Davis. Grandmother is part of the Choctaw Navajo tribe, and she is a teacher at the Child of All Nations Indigenous Wisdom Institute. She specializes in peacemaking leadership, along with being a traditional medicine practitioner who focuses on spiritual wellness restoration. Grandmother, welcome to Breathe Peace. We are excited to hear from you.
Grandmother, you would need to unmute yourself. We cannot hear you. There. Thank you.
All of my relatives and my spiritual family.
Can you begin from the beginning again, because we couldn't hear you earlier? Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you for this invitation. All of my relatives and my spiritual family. Ya'ate, shik'e, shidne, anan, so. I'm born of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw to the Tachitni and Kia'ani clans of the Dene Navajo Nation. A warm heart-to-heart greeting from the natural order context and the the indigenous lens of spiritual laws that govern all of our lives equally. Thus we say in blessing, in our sacred self, within our eternal now, we remember and we reawaken. We breathe peace together again. We all exist within the blessing way of love, of living the loving way as a way of life within the oneness of creator and creation. We are all earth, water, fire, and air. We are our spiritual, our sacred self intellect, our authentic feelings and emotions, our physical self also within the environmental earth, water, fire, and air, and within the etheric web of light and love and life we call Hojo. Listen to that beautiful word, Hojo. We are existing within. Therefore, in honoring the world's indigenous people, we are honoring our very own rhythmical in-breath and out-breath. The yin, the holy creator's breath, which is the perfect peace and love of creator. Thus, our very breath of life is the key to a meditative state where all healing of false ideas of separation take place. So let us see the beauty within ourselves and within each other. Let us manifest the co-creative power within us to have power with all five-finger people, Bella Ashla, humane beings in harmony and balance with our in-breath and our out-breath, resonating within the universe. This is the origin of our aliveness and our voice to serve in the world as way showers of humaneness and peacemaking. Hojo nahaskli, hojo nahaskli, hojo nahaskli, hojo nahaskli, ahyahat shikei shidane. Thank you, my family, my relatives, my spiritual family. Thank you.
Thank you, grandmother, for sharing that indigenous wisdom, being in touch with nature, in harmony with ourselves and others and the creator. Those were beautiful words you just shared. We thank you for that. And now we will be introducing our main presenter for this segment, Ms. Sharda Geer, who is the founder of the Dutima Life Institute. And she's originally from Guyana, and she came to the US in her late teens, and she started her career in mortgage banking. And she left that to find her spiritual, physical, emotional, and cultural bearings. And while on this pursuit, she became a feedback specialist from the Quantum Academies, a spiritual life coach from Holistic Learning Center, and learned energy healing in biogenesis, obtained Reiki mastership in the Yusu method, and many more. And today her focus will be on the Ho'oponopono forgiveness method. It's a Hawaiian indigenous way of solving problems. And problems are really solutions and workflows. So we all need to learn this method that she's going to share with us now, so we can learn to let go and just flow. And if you have any questions for Ms. Geer during the segment, please feel free to write in the chat. So Ms. Geer, you have our undivided attention. Welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia. That was a beautiful introduction. And thank you to the Breathe Peace team for inviting me. So the Ho'oponopono, it is an ancient Hawaiian ritual used for forgiveness, for letting go, for releasing. And it became popular because of the work of Dr. Hugh Len. He had learned about it back in 1983, and shortly after learning about it, his friend, who was a psychiatrist at a prison for the criminally insane, had asked Dr. Hugh Len to assist, because the prison was at risk of shutting down because it had become so dangerous that the staff was leaving and they would have had to close the prison. The inmates would have escaped and it would have really been detrimental to society. The staff referred to the prison working there as hell. So Dr. Len agreed to assist, and he said, okay, he will not be meeting with the inmates in person. He just needed their files so he can study, learn about them. And that's what Dr. Hewland did. He took their files and he studied their personalities and their backgrounds, and he practiced the Ho'oponopono. And the results were astounding, because after about 18 months, the prison it returned to full service. All of the inmates were able to be freed from handcuffs, and the services were resumed, counseling, therapies, and other, whatever they provided at the prison. But more importantly, the inmates were able to be freed from the handcuffs. After 4 years, the prison did indeed close. And that's because the inmates had been fully healed and cured. And so they were released back into society, except for 2. And so it's quite powerful to consider that after 4 years of Dr. Hewland doing his work of the Ho'oponopono, he achieved such results. So why does it work? It works because it's based on the principle, as grandmother was saying, we're all connected. We're all connected by a field of consciousness. It's like the electrons on a motherboard of an electronic device. Everything is connected. And so it's what happens is that whatever we do and whatever we think and speak, and our intentions and our fears and our worries and our goodness, all of it has an energetic effect on the field of consciousness. So we affect each other, and each other and others affect us, and we affect them. So, of course, the ones that we're born into, the communities that we're born into, the cultures, the countries, the ones that are associates of ours, of course, we would have a greater impact on those than on those that are further from our core, from our community, from our energy imprint. Knowing this, coming from this place of understanding, Dr. Hewland cleansed, because what he did is that he looked at their files and he realized how much resentment and anger and conflict and hatred and vengeance and the need for revenge was present in the hearts of these inmates. And understanding the principle that whatever exists in another person, somewhere I am contributing that to them. If somebody has hatred and they happen to cross my path, whether so or not, but more so that if they cross my path, it's because it exists in me, and I'm contributing that hatred into the field of consciousness, and thereby contributing to that person's feeling of hatred. Taking that to heart, Dr. Hewland started to cleanse these feelings that were existing inside of him by using the 5 phrases. And you might want to write these down. And they're very simple, and we use them every day. But it's when we use them with a certain consciousness and awareness. So the first phrase is, I love you. Yeah, we're all familiar with that. I love you. The other is, I am sorry. The third is, I forgive myself. The fourth Please forgive me. And the fifth is thank you. So I'm going to explain how the Ho'oponopono process interprets these 5 phrases. When you say, I love you, what's happening, right? Whether you're thinking of the person in question, the person that you're thinking about, the person you're in a relationship with, or you're thinking of the field of consciousness, when you say the words, I love you, you're opening up your heart center. You're opening up to warmth and to generosity and to forgiveness right then and there. The playing field is now equal. Yeah. Now the warmth can come in. Now the warmth I can receive and I can give out. I love you. The second is I am sorry. This is the big one. Yeah, because it's me taking full responsibility for my part in your behavior. The very thing that upsets me or I see in you that is damaging or is it triggers me. That very thing I am saying, I am sorry, because that exists in me as well. I'm taking full responsibility for it. And of course, I begin the healing process. I forgive myself, meaning I don't hold this against myself. There is no beating up. There is no judgment. There is no criticism. Yeah. And I am at peace and I have healed and I've cleansed myself to such a degree that I can free myself of the burden that I am contributing this to you and to the cosmos, to the field of consciousness. Please forgive me. Now, we have a right to ask for forgiveness once I've taken full responsibility and I've transformed. Now I can say, please don't hold this against me anymore. Please don't hold what I have been doing to you because I have taken full responsibility. Please release that negativity from yourself towards me. And thank you. Thank you means we shake hands, you and the cosmos and the field of consciousness and that other person through your visualization. Thank you. It's a done deal. And once we seal the deal, we cannot go back. Yeah, we've taken responsibility. We've forgiven ourselves. We've forgiven the others. We've asked for forgiveness. It's finished. So now we're going to practice. So I'd like for you to just reflect into your lives and think of someone that really upsets you, that whose behavior you do not like. And let's start with an easy one. Let's not go for the big one. Let's start with the easy one. Somebody that you really feel love towards, maybe a parent or a loved one or a child even. Yeah, somebody that you love. And visualize this person's behavior. And now I want you to think about how is it that you're contributing to that person's behavior. Search in your heart with love, with gentleness, with kindness. Do I act that same way towards myself, maybe? Maybe towards others? Maybe I enable the person to be that way. As you were thinking about this, I'm going to give you my own example. I have an acquaintance. When they're upset, they shut down. They don't speak. They don't talk. And that can go on for hours or days or weeks, sometimes even, a month. That triggers me because I'm the kind of person, oh, let's talk about it. Let's work it out. And they're like, not doing it. I get upset. Like, why can't we just talk about it? What's your problem? And in practicing the Ho'oponopono, I'm looking to see how am I contribute. I don't do this. This is the complete opposite of my personality. But what I found within me was fear. The fear and the judgment that I hold towards that person when they act that way. Now, is that person going to feel safe to talk? Is that person going to feel safe to express their vulnerabilities? So of course they're not, right? I mean, I wouldn't. In practicing the Ho'oponopono, you know, I'm so grateful to share that relationship has changed. Now we talk. There is openness. That silent treatment is not there anymore because I owned it, but I did it in person because it's a person that I love and loves me and I feel safe. And not all relationships you feel safe. Yeah. And so you just have to keep it within your visualization. But that's how I started out in this relationship, taking full ownership. Oh my gosh, look at what I have been putting into this relationship. If you haven't come up with your parties yet, it doesn't matter. We're still going to hold the person in our vision and say the 5 phrases with all the love in your heart. So just close your eyes. Visualize this person in front of you. And repeat at your own pace. I love you. I love you, my dear whomever, brother, spouse, mother, sister, child. You can say their name. I love you. I am so sorry. I am sorry for my part in your behavior. And I take full responsibility for it. I forgive myself because I have healed. Because I've realized this about myself. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive myself. Please forgive me. Thank you. One more time. I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive myself. Please forgive me. Thank you. Take a breath in and out. This is the Ho'oponopono process. You take it home and you practice it. And you keep repeating it until you feel that shift in the relationship or in the energy. And you can do it as long as you like, as often as you like. This is one prescription medicine it's infinite, it's unlimited, until you feel that peace has been restored. So thank you. And if anyone has any questions.
Oh, thank you so much, Sharda. That was so powerful. And yeah, if anyone wants to put in the chat at this point, any questions for Sharda. And again, the 5 phrases she said that we should practice it's in the chat as well. The 5 phrases are, I love you, I'm sorry, I forgive myself, please forgive me, and thank you. Very powerful words. And we thank you for this gift. Yeah.
Thank you as well.
Yes. And someone has a question. How much more do I need if it's an ongoing issue to practice this?
Yeah, the I ams, and that's a great question, because sometimes it takes a while to see the results, you know, especially if you're doing it by yourself, because if you're not interacting with the person to work out the issue, and sometimes if it's a serious problem, sometimes it's not safe to address it with the person in person. It stays within your visual, the plane of visualization. And sometimes it does require, you know, a little bit more of inner reflection and inner work. However, you know, taking full responsibility for something is extremely powerful, especially coming from a place of love. It's really it really opens up the field of the flow in the relationship. Because you're saying, you know, you have this way and I am responsible. I bear some responsibility for that. And I am taking full accountability for that. Because I have realized that I do this or I act this way towards you, towards myself, towards others. You know, it's like, yeah, forgiveness is a powerful virtue. And forgiveness is where I am setting myself free from the burden of, or setting myself free from the toxicity of someone else's behavior. But the whole Ho'oponopono process takes us a little bit deeper, where it's saying, but I bear some responsibility for your behavior, for the reason why you did that in the first place. You know, it really puts us in a place of humility. Like, what did I do or think to cause you to act that way? Because I contributed to it. And when I heal, and however long that takes, you know, and remember, we're not healing ourselves so that they can change. Well, they're not changing. Oh my gosh, what's taking them so long? Like, get with it already. Like, do some work, you know. And it's so easy to do that, and sometimes it's really difficult not to. I know, I do it too, you know. But it's amazing that this was brought to this, you know, at this time, because when I was trained in the Ho'oponopono, I was told not to promote it. It's not something that you claim to do or teach, or it's something that you practice until it's asked of you to share it. And when I was asked, I was like, wow, I never thought that would happen. You know, or if you feel like you feel drawn to share it with someone, then you do it, because it is a person, it's an individual process. If there is crime in the world, something I am doing that is contributing to that. Find out what that is and take responsibility. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, thank you. That was very thorough. And it's amazing how you shared that story, how it even transformed these insane inmates. It's, you know, just to show you how powerful this practice is. So we thank you so much for sharing this jewel, Sharda. It was beautiful how you shared it with us. And now we're going to go into a more relaxing piece with a guided meditation by Miss Cathy Towle. Miss Towle is an interfaith minister. She has many gifts as well. She's in the Adendo Yin Wellness. She's also a in the spiritual leadership coach, a Reiki master. She is also an Earth Wisdom teacher. She is a UN ECOSOC rep, and she is on the chair of the NGO Committee on Spirituality, Values, and Global Concerns, New York. And followed by Ms. Towle will be a Native American flute musical piece. So this is our time to relax and, you know, soak in all the things we have learned from grandmother and Ms. Sharda Geer. So you have the floor, Ms. Towle. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for that kind introduction, and warm greetings to everyone. In the Dahomean tradition of my ancestors, we are called upon to say Bobo Dun, which means love the Creator fearlessly. And so in this meditation, I'm going to call on you to love the Creator fearlessly. So we're going to use our imagination in this guided meditation. So don't hesitate to use this transformative magical tool. And so I ask you all to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and let it fill your lungs and feel your body, and then let it out. And again, breathe in deeply, feel your body, and release And grounded in our bodies, let's imagine that we are sitting in the time before the building that we are in was built. We're sitting on the ground in the forest or the field or the land before, and just feel the beauty of that. Feel the air, breathe that beautiful air. Feel the peace. Feel the joy of the connection to earth. Feel the joy of being one with the earth. Focus on your heart and sit in appreciation for all of creation. And as you breathe, just feel that joy building inside you. Let that joy radiate out now to encompass the trees, the land, the waters, the sky, the sun, all the creatures of the earth, all the beings, the nature beings, all of the rocks, the dirt, the fire creation, the fire of creation, the lava, that which moves underneath our feet. So just feel yourself in our place within all that is. And as you breathe and send out this beautiful joy, start to feel that the joy that creation has for us, that we are part of a beautiful connection of joy that radiates all around the planet. And let's sit in this joy for a moment together and just breathe it in and radiate it out. Feeling in the right place. We are in the right place with ourselves. We are in the right place with the world. We are in the right place with all of creation in this moment. And imagine ourselves now bowing to all of creation in humility, in pure humbleness and awe and joy of that which we are connected to. And let's just send another little burst of love as a gift to the earth. And then let's bring ourselves back into this moment, into the chair that we're sitting in, into our space. As we sit now, bring this feeling back and listen to the beautiful flute music. Ashe.
Thank you so much, Ms. Towle, for the very calming, meditative piece. We went to a deeper level within ourselves to create that harmony that we need. And thank you. We learned so much wisdom from these three wise women today, grandmother, Ms. Geer, and Ms. Towle. You could check their contact info in the chat and also in the following slides we're about to show. And if you would like to send a testimonial of what a positive impact Peace in the Park virtual series Breathe Peace has had on you, feel free to email us. That's also going to be on the slide, the email to send your testimonials to. And we'd like to thank you, the audience, for listening and participating. Because of you, Breathe Peace is a success. So have an awesome day. Peace to your heart. Om Shanti.
So I would also like to say thank you all very much, and especially to grandmother for coming and bringing her presence into this room, especially for this specific occasion. Yes. So our blessings and our love with you always. And of course, to Cathy, our dear, dear friend, I'm going to make a little personal touch. So Cathy, our dear, dear friend from the UN, it's always a pleasure to see her smiling face and to work with her. So big thank you to you two for sharing that beautiful meditation. And of course, Sharda, for opening the doors to something very powerful and very deep to us, and making us aware of how easy it is that we unconsciously do things that don't always bring us the kind of results that we want in life, but we do it. And now how we need to be a little bit more aware and conscious of the things we are doing and saying. So, and of course, now the next steps, how to fix it. Doing is one, but then fixing it is the other. So thank you. And of course, thank you to all brothers and sisters who came today. You can listen again on the YouTube channel, which you are seeing, and or on Facebook again. So
thank you, Sister Sabita. You because of you, Peace in the Park exists. So. For New York City,
It's Cindy, if Kiran can, we usually spotlight the team. It's Cindy and Diola and Michelle and Tony and Kiran, who is the tech team. So hats off to all of you. Because I may come up with an idea, but if you guys don't say yes, it's not gonna happen. If you come up with the idea, and if the rest of us don't say yes, it's not gonna happen, right? So we all came together and we did this. So in December we want to make a grand finale and to have all of you back, hopefully, and we will celebrate Breathe Peace in December. So. Thank you all.
So Curran will show the slides with all the information.